Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. Holy crap, everybody. Super 7 is killing it today. This is absolutely nuts. Now, I'm a little late on this particular piece of news, but I did want to talk a little bit about it because after catching up on doing a whole bunch of other projects that I've had on the go, I'm finally able to talk about this Silverhawks toyetic versions from Kenner are up for pre-order right now on super7.com, and I wanted to take a deep dive and see which characters made the cut for this Wave 2, as at least one of them, actually more like two of them, are some of my absolute favorites. Let's have a look, guys. Super 7 just continues to drop into my feed. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I am excited about a lot of these releases that are coming up. Now, I noticed this a little while ago. After all, it was dropped on August 29th for this particular tease of the Silverhawks. And I gotta tell you, I was blown away when I saw the... That's right, guys. The Silverhawks toy editions are increasing in size as the new wave of toy edition Silverhawks is now up for pre-order. I just want to take a quick look at these and reminisce on a lot of things that sort of tickle me in the nostalgia spot for these guys, as Vac Metal is definitely a signature addition to Silverhawks, and I'm so glad that they're continuing with this particular portion of the line. Let's take a look at these guys. Heading over to Super 7, that's right, everybody. Bluegrass, Vac Metal, Steelwill, Vac Metal, Mo-Lec-U-Lar, and Windhammer toy versions are now up for pre-order. The entire set can be purchased for a whopping $240 for the set, and it includes a bonus, which has pretty much been Super 7's strategy for the last couple of waves, Super 7 Ultimates figures. Great strategy, by the way, but we'll get more to that later. Let's take a closer look at what's included with this wave, because there are a lot of great figures in here, and I wanted to take a look at each and every one of them. The first figure that we're going to take a look at is Mo-Lec-U-Lar. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. This is the exact same mold of Mo-Lec-U-Lar that's been released in the past, but as you guys might have noticed, the major change in this figure is his toy-inspired head. I mean, this is the way Mo-Lec-U-Lar did actually look in the original release of the Silverhawks. The original version of the figure actually had a rotating head mechanic where the cartoon head could actually be swapped with this interesting-looking nucleus type of head where you could attach laser beams, just like the attachment that you could see here, firing out molecules into space. This is wonderfully represented here with Mo-Lec-U-Lar's head being replaceable with this brand new feature. It's awesome. Bringing back those shades of Silverhawks action figures and a wonderful nod to the original Kenner inspired toys. Mo-Lec-U-Lar comes with everything that you see here, two additional swapped heads. One is more stoic, representative head. The other one is a lot more sinister and smiling. Then we have the toy-inspired head with this nucleus pattern on front, a place where you can put blast effects, the toy-colored version of his vulture companion, his bracelet which he uses to transfigure himself into other beings, his removable stump with a blast effect, and of course the other hand attachments which are very key to the figure. I will say it's disappointing that he doesn't actually come with the same blast effect that he had for the original figure. I think that would have made for a great addition to this version of Mo-Lec-U-Lar. And I think it is a bit of a misstep for this particular release. The next figure that we want to take a look at is Windhammer. Yes, this is Windhammer in his more toy-colored and toy aesthetic. This is Windhammer as he appeared in the original Kenner release of the toy line. His hair is actually much more orange in its overall appearance compared to the cartoon. The skin tone is really, really bright, almost a teal type of color, and I don't mind it actually. I think this is a very, very interesting version and very unique look for Windhammer. The figure itself is the exact same figure that was released before, and he will be coming with those soft goods robes, along with his signature tuning fork. But looking at him here, he is very reminiscent of the original release of Windhammer from Kenner Toys. The colors are spot on. Even the tuning fork is that crazy looking purple. A real throwback from the 80s, and I really am excited for this release. Windhammer comes with everything you see here, and apparently he does not come with a blast effect. And I wonder if that's to fall in line with the original release, which did not have a blast effect either. He does come with an additional swapped head, with his hair more down rather than swept to the side. And it comes with a host of swappable hands, pointing hands, gripping hands, fists, and holding hands. And now, of course, we come to the main event, the Silverhawks, everybody. This is Steelwill. Holy crap! I am absolutely enthralled with these figures. Seriously, this Vac Metal treatment is a whole nother level. When you see these guys in person, you will realize just how nostalgic they are, and they look absolutely stunning. I really love the fact that they're keeping the same color treatments that they had with the original Silverhawks. Quicksilver being silver, Steelheart being a little bit more of a bluish tinge, Steelwill here being really blue. Oh my gosh. I remember having this as a kid and just being enthralled at the shininess and just the beautiful nature of the Vac Metal designs. They just looked amazing. The hand will definitely be painted to look like skin. Remember, they're partly metal, partly real, and I really do love that signature Hawk Haven insignia of the Silverhawks. Literal branding, as Kenner made it very apparent that these were Silverhawks. Steelwill comes with everything that you see here. Now, it's interesting that this version, they were trying to get more of a realistic tone on the lighting, I think, which is great, giving us a better idea as to what he's probably going to look like. But I do hope that they get it a little bit closer to this shininess and this type of blue, as Steelheart had that more almost purplish type of hue to her. I would really love to see this type of treatment carried over to Steelwill here, as this seems a little bit more subdued. But still, having the Silverhawks in Vac Metal, that's just amazing. He comes with his swappable winged arms, his winged hands, which are more cupped for flying, and his 2 swappable fists. He does have the more toyetic version of his Hawk, which looks pretty damn cool and very reminiscent of the original version of the toy. And I actually really do love the fact that it is as faithful as they're trying to get it with these particular figures. He also comes with his helmeted head, which is very football inspired. I love it. And of course, now we get down to my absolute favorite, most nostalgic figure in the Silverhawks line to be released to date. Yes, indeed, it's Colonel Bluegrass. Holy crap, guys. I gotta tell you, I had this as a kid, and he was the most unique out of the Silverhawks. He didn't have any winged arms, his guitar transformed into his bird, and he just had this overall striking, truly striking blue Vac Metal, which I still can remember vividly in my mind today. And they've recaptured that 100% in this photo. I really do hope that the Vac Metal looks as striking as it does here with the actual figure when it's finally released. Kenner really did hit it out of the park when they produced these versions of the Silverhawks. And Bluegrass was one of my absolute favorites. I really did appreciate the sling of the guitar that you could position right over his shoulder, making it seem as if he was playing the guitar itself. That never got old to me. I really did love the little bit of flair with his scarf, very much reminiscent of the original Kenner release. And again, that blue, wow, just an amazing, striking blue for this version of Bluegrass. Those boots! They actually molded him with freaking cowboy boots. I love that. That was so much fun. Bluegrass comes with everything you see here. Again, they're trying to give the appearance of a more realistic version of the Vac Metal on these renders, which I appreciate, as it gives me more of an expectation of what we're actually going to be getting. I love the fact he has 2 swappable heads, one with a winking eye, really giving that wonderful attitude that Bluegrass always had in the show. The cowboy hat, the mohawk for this hair, just absolutely metal, man. So great. I am hoping that they're going to be able to get the transformation feature of this guitar, because right now it doesn't look like it transforms, at least not in this shot. That would be very, very disappointing if it didn't actually transform, as that was one of the main gimmicks of his actual guitar in the toyetic form. He does have a fretting hand, his thumbs up hand, and his fist. He also has a pick hand, which does not have a pick. His more splayed hand, it's actually kind of a winged hand, actually, now that I look at it. More like a karate chop hand. That's interesting. A fist and another thumbs up on the other side for the other hand. I really do appreciate this release for the Kenner-inspired Silverhawks announced by Super 7. I'm a little bit late to the game on this one, but I do have to say that this line is definitely one I want to support and continue supporting, as these guys really do tickle that nostalgia spot for me. And of course, we do have to talk about the Super Bonus Pack. Only available at super7.com when you pre-order this set is the Super Bonus Pack, which comes with an additional set of swappable heads. These ones are more toyetic in their nature. Zooming in closer, we can see here that the eyes on Steelwill and Bluegrass are definitely more toy-inspired. They have no whites in their eyes, definitely give them more of the toy appearance. Mo-Lec-U-Lar has no whites in his eyes. They're more of a straight blank stare. And Windhammer has a more feral look, which I think is more in line with the original toy. This pack will only be available if you pre-order it on super7.com as a special bonus and collector's item. Guys, the toy editions of the Silverhawks are now up for pre-order on super7.com. I hope that they finish off all of the original Silverhawks, as these guys really do hit the spot for me in terms of their overall nostalgic nature, especially the Silverhawks themselves, as they have always been and should always be partly metal, partly real. Partly metal, partly real, everybody. Holy crap, this is amazing. Now, of course, I own several of the Kenner Silverhawks, and I gotta tell you, they were my pride and joy. As a kid, just these wonderful, shiny, metallic objects, metallic, plastic objects, were, of course, some of my absolute favorite. They were just so beautiful, so shiny, and unfortunately, I played with them a lot, so a lot of the Vac Metal did rub off. And seeing them now in 2024 really brings back that nostalgic feel of these Silverhawks, so you can guarantee that I'm definitely in on these guys, especially Bluegrass, who was my absolute favorite Silverhawk when I had him as a kid. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what are your thoughts about these Silverhawks? I mean, Steelheart and Bluegrass are absolute must-haves in this line. But what are your thoughts about Windhammer and Mo-Lec-U-Lar? Did they live up to your expectations? And actually, out of curiosity, are you kind of surprised that they have less in terms of their overall pack out than they did before? Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. Super 7 is just killing it right now, and I heard from a little birdie that early this morning, Conan the Barbarian, you guys know I'm into my Conan, was just released as an Ultimates figure, which they have been continuing the line, thank goodness. But this one's kind of special. It's part of their DX line. Oh my gosh, guys. You can take a look at that video right here, and I'll see you guys there. Good journey. Geek proud.